Hey everybody, Arturo Johnson here, and welcome to another Rainmaker podcast. And today we have a dandy for you. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Ron Towles on today. He's going to be showing you how you can have success in the life insurance business, doing all of your conversations and sales fully virtual. Ron, my man, it's finally great to have you on the show. I know you're a busy man because you're over there wheeling and dealing as we're trying to get this stuff set up with the internet's not working and getting everything lined up. So I'll try to make sure this is as brief as possible. But while I have you, I'm excited because I want to be able to share your story and some of your brief successes you had with our program. Welcome to the Rainmaker Podcast, sir.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
For sure. So let's dive right in, Ron. How did you even get
Yep.
into the life insurance business in the first place?
This will show my age. Back in 1992, I worked for a company that was a finance company. And when you became a branch manager, you had to get your life insurance license because one of the products that we did was equity loans, home equity loans. And a lot of people wanted mortgage protection for that. So I met every client, shook their hands, welcomed them to the company, and looked over everything. And then I offered them to get protection on their brand new mortgage they just did with our company. So that's how I got into it. And that was in 1992.
Gotcha. And so take us back, right? What was it? What was because a lot of agents right now are like complaining about all of the stuff that they have to deal with now. What was it like back in 1992 trying to do this thing called insurance?
About 25 pages of paperwork and about 75% of time requirements and 3-4 weeks to make 20% commission.
Wait, what? Oh my gosh. So when you hear the average agent complaining about belly aching and I got my auto booked appointment, no, they didn't show up. You're like, dude, you don't know how good you got it, man.
Man, that is true. People bitch and complain about getting 90 to 100% commission, and they complain about it. You know, the customer has to take too long to sign. I've been there. I was there till I almost got divorced. I was there till 9, 10 o'clock at night going through everything, and then having to get a notary public on the documents. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was basically everything but their DNA test.
Yeah, it was so funny. So I can remember, I always say that life insurance has been in my blood because um, my mother used to always complain about my grandfather because she has 6 brothers and sisters, and every time on Friday or Saturday nights they wanted to go to the drive-in, and the drive-in is a group theater where you pull up in your car, you put the speaker inside your
Right.
car, you bring your own snacks with you, and you watch it on the big projection screen inside your car. And my mom used to always fuss because my grandfather always had to stop at a few people's houses before they actually went to the drive-in. And that's when it dawned on me. My grandfather was a debit man. So I like to say, insurance has always been in my blood. And so just knowing that and knowing how much the old school insurance agent had to go through just to get a policy, and then how long they had to wait to get paid, it's amazing that more insurance agents survive that than not. And so as we transition right into to 2022, how we got connected. So I'm just curious on how you even came across Arturo Johnson Consulting in the first place.
Well, I have to hand it to my friend Ali Khalid, always keeping his eyes open for opportunities and leads and that kind of thing. And I was going kind of towards the virtual side of business, doing lead transfers and calling, getting nationwide Facebook leads just for the regular kind from different vendors, and didn't really have very much direction on what I was doing, and wasn't getting the ROI, getting a lot of 2x ROIs, and hard to get ahead when you get a chargeback here and there when you're only making 2 times what you're putting into it. And so Ali brought up, he had got in touch with you and Jack, and uh, ran it by me, and we looked at everything and said, let's do it. Sound like very and saw the people that were already doing it, that were doing well in it. You know, the Todds and the, you know, different people that were, you know, doing well, and it's like, man, if they can write 70, 80 to 100,000, I surely could write, you know, in the first few months 50 or 60, that type of thing.
Yeah, right. And they were doing this
Oh,
in a month, right? Not in a year, but in a month. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So putting
yeah,
up some
yeah.
crazy numbers. So, well, let's take one step back. So, had you done telesales before you started working this program with Ali?
Well, I was doing lead transfers and some, you know, out of my area Facebook leads. So I got a little taste of doing that,
Mm-hmm.
and not very successful, you know, but I was making a little bit of money, but it just seemed like a grind. Like I was never going to get ahead. I couldn't keep
Yeah,
money in the bank. I was
yeah, for
paying for my
sure.
lead, paying my bills, but barely putting anything in the bank doing it.
Yeah, and that's
So,
one of the things that I like to talk about. I'm glad you mentioned that, which is most people are just like, how much is the leads? How much is Arturo charging for the leads and this and that? I'm like, guys, like you do get leads, but this isn't a lead service. This is a ROI service, right? So you're not just investing in leads, you're investing in a return. And so for what you're spending, right, you were saying you were just barely breaking even or getting a 2x ROI, where these guys writing 50, 60, 70, even 100,000 bucks, they're getting a 5 to 10x ROI, which is insane with lead spend. And so, it almost seems too good to be true. And people are like, from the outside looking in, is like, there's no way that that's possible. So I know when you came in, you just kind of plugged in, and so you got a chance to like, just take a back seat and go where the ship was going. So when did it click for you that you were like, hey, this might be something cool that I might want to get my own account?
um, after about 3 to 4 weeks is when it clicked. Um, you know, I started helping out Ali at the beginning to help out, because he was still had a lot of mortgage leads left and a lot of other things going. So I kind of was a little bit of a scout with him, because he hadn't done any virtual. So he mostly listened in on a Zoom call with me and watched me fail and watched the leads, and then watched me slowly get better. And then he jumped in and started giving it a try, and he started getting better. It's like people have high expectations that are not realistic. You can't just walk up and in your first like week or two make a lifetime decision on a week or two. You know, and they need to stick to it. And just remember, if people are really, really doing it and they're not running a scam shop or a sweatshop, but they're just on the phone busting their ass and they're doing it, then you could do it too. And I kept telling myself that when I would get 5 no shows in a row, or when I would get hung up on 3 times, or I would give out a lot of quotes and give out a lot of estimates and mailing all this stuff, and realize that I got to make some changes, and I need to start listening to the people that are very successful, like Todd Hosberger and Jerry Ruffino, and those guys that are being successful and consistent, not just having a big month and then disappearing for 3 months. Those
Yeah,
guys like every
yeah,
month,
and so
boom, boom, boom.
yes, yes, yes. And so I'm glad that you mentioned a bunch of those things, because community is very important. We have a saying around AJC, which is that a good tree can't bear bad fruit, meaning it's not just one person having success. It's not just Kevin
Right,
Alexander, right? It's not just Todd Hausberger. It's not just Jerry Fino. It's not just Ali. It's not just Jack Yu, right? It's not just Dave Witcher, right? It's
right.
not just Ron Towles. It's a whole group of guys. It's a community of people having success. So let's talk about that, because most lead vendors don't have kind of that community or that place where you can go to night school or get your PhD in how to sell at a high level. So what
All
was
right.
it like listening in and being on that Zoom call?
Man, kind of a excitement and guilt, and taking notes like crazy. And what did he say? What did he say? Damn it, I missed that part. You know, it's like that kind of thing. And I know I can call him later and get what I did miss, or I can watch the thing over and over and over. You can record the Zoom calls that you make, because sometimes we get swamped and can't get to it, but we can watch the recording. And oh my God, it's almost like Felix giving out his magic bag of tricks to everybody, because it's all right there. They're doing what is uncomfortable for the average person who's done sales face to face. It's a little uncomfortable getting those one call closes and getting that kind of stuff, but that's the things that we all have to learn when we, you know, make the conversion from face to face to virtual.
Yeah, for sure. And one other aspect that people don't really extend the value to is like when you buy leads, you just actually have to call those leads and you have to chase those down. So you end up in the second position. But what's it like when you pull out your phone or you get a ding on your computer or your iPad and somebody went through the process and booked themselves? How cool is that to have some people that are interested that we're marketing to that actually will take the time to book themselves?
It's so nice not to go onto the call and say, would you be interested in, and would you like, and, you know, and trying to talk them into stuff. It's nice to be able to have somebody that set up an appointment or somebody set up a request, because every one of these, and our first thing is to try to sell them. No, if we get out of the selling and more of the assumptive that they're already sold on getting coverage. Also, you know, kind of like what we talked about on the old leads, face to face leads, they've already put in a request. So all we got to do is just go help get them what they need already. So you don't really have to, sometimes you have to remind them a little bit that that's what this is, because some people are, you know, they click on something and they don't know what the heck they're looking at. You're always going to get a few of those, but that's not the norm and that's not the majority. And that's all I'm looking for is the norm and the majority.
Yeah, for
People that
sure.
want.
Yeah, 100%. And so, remind me again, what's been your best month so far, and since you've been in the program on your own pen?
So far, 82,000 is what I submitted, and I mean issue paid 82.
Wow, that's
That's
incredible. So, what kind of ROI is that for you?
I have no idea.
Well, the question
I don't know.
is if you
You know,
spent did you
yeah,
spend 8K, 9K, or 10K?
10.
10, right? So you got an 8x ROI, which
Probably
is
deposit 60 or 70
yeah, for
altogether.
sure.
Yeah,
So
somewhere
a
around there.
6x going into your bank account. So every time you pull out $1, you get 6 back, which is absolutely incredible. So the question is how often do you want to do that? It's like every month. But here's another thing, because I don't think we talk about this enough, right? The value of being proud of the work that you're doing now that you're servicing a specific group of people, right? Being happy and excited to go to work. And then another thing is most agents don't understand and don't know what their expenses look like, right? So how cool is it to know exactly what you're going to spend every single month because it's fixed, and you know that if you go to work, right, like the ROI is there for you to get. What does that do for your business from a standpoint when you're looking at it on a month to month basis?
So the funny thing is with the downfall for a lot of people that do virtual sales is they spend too much time on dead deals, like trying to drain blood from a turnip. And what happens is when you know that there's plenty in there that's going to be successful, you don't waste your time on dead deals and you keep going for new ones and going for the one call closes, and you have walkaway power. And if they don't want to, if they're not serious, I type in there, make them red and say, this guy's not serious. And I get that out in the first sentence. Is this something you're serious? I mean, if they just want a quote and they're not serious, or they already have 50,000 in coverage and they were just curious and those kind of keywords they say, so, you know, well, it sounds like you already got your coverage set. Why are you looking for anything else? You got that coverage 10 years ago, Jerry. Why would you want to put more coverage on? Well, I don't know. I was just, you know, just seeing what this is all about. Well, this is very important. If you're seeing what it's all about for your best friend or your wife or your kids, I'm your man. But if you're looking just for yourself and you don't want to add on to what you already have, but I can tell you this, 50,000 goes by pretty quick, especially expenses. And I'll try to just one quick thing. Is that something that you want to talk more about? And it's something we're going to get done for you today? And if he says, no, 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 I just want to, okay, well, you know, when I get around to it, I'll send you a brochure or something. You can call me when you're ready. Have a nice day. Boom, I'm off.
Right.
You know, but I'm going to chase that guy down, and you'd be surprised how many sales guys hold on to all these. Oh, I got all these things I'm following up on, and I'm doing really well, and I'm doing really well. Then they look and they've applied for 3 policies the whole week, right?
Yeah.
And
And
that was
that's what we call
me in my
wisher deals. Yeah, the
yeah,
wisher
yeah.
deals. They've been chasing wisher deals, and so what the average person, agent watching this, would be like, well, why would you do that? It's because Ron knows that he has a calendar full and a CRM full of leads of people that
Oh man,
actually want to talk to him. So Ron is not concerned about wasting his energy trying to convince somebody that eventually is probably going to be a chargeback anyway if you twist their arm too hard, and then having to
right,
go and do double work and be frustrated and have a headache. So instead, what he chooses to do is to invest to make sure that leads aren't a problem and that he has enough people to talk to, because leads equals opportunities. And it feels like sometimes insurance agents are trying to, again, squeeze blood out of a turnip by working this small little teeny tiny portion of leads that have already been worked and twisted, as opposed to having a flow. That's why it's called a lead flow, so that you have enough leads coming in that you don't have to worry about no's or people that aren't interested, which is putting you back in the first position. Well, Ron, man, this has
absolutely.
been absolutely incredible. I just had one last question for you. So I
Yeah,
know from the outside looking in, insurance agents will kind of look at this and they'll hear the 80,000s and the 100,000s. And that may just sound too good to be true for the agent that's doing, 2 to 3,000 a week, or 10K, even 10K a week. Excuse me, in a month. That those numbers sound too good to be true. And is Arturo the real deal? Right? Is the system that he has, does it actually work? So I'm curious, from your experience, for people that are kind of skeptical, like most people, right, online, seeing a bunch of
yes.
things, what would you say from your own experience, what it's been like working with myself and Jack and the team, and the kind of results and support that you get from working with Arturo Johnson Consulting?
Well, first of all, it's life changing, guys, and I consider myself not as energetic as I used to be, and I do have my lazy spurts, and I'm nothing special. But if you consistently write 2 or 3 apps a day, it's not wildly hard to do if you're sitting on your can and not driving around. And you should have 12, 15 conversations with people every day. And if you can sell three, some days you'll have five, some days you'll have one, or even a goose egg once in a while. But like yesterday, I had nothing going all day, and my last call at 6 o'clock at night, I did 2 applications for about 2 grand. It wasn't a big deal, you wouldn't think, but hey, that's still, it adds up every day, every day, every day. Next thing you know, holy crap, for the week I did 15 applications for, $18,000. That's 18 times 4. There you go. It's like not that big of a deal. And you're going to bump into big ones. You're going to bump into little ones. But mostly this campaign that they've got going for us is, I noticed that on the virtual, I used to think it would be, oh, you're not going to get anything but these little $30 deals. I would say my average is 130, 140 per month for my clients. So there's they target on the campaigns entities that are a little more established with their career and their retirement, and and they have a lot more into it. You guys realize a lot of background research on the internet and Facebook and all the things that can help you. The tools, they help you get all. So if you're not real computer literate, they'll help you. Jack is Arturo's right hand guy to help you with all the tech support and stuff. Help me get a lot of things going to help get all this, put it all together. Next thing you know, you got 10 appointments set up for you every day, from people setting it up on Calendly and your agent CRMs and those kind of things. So
Yeah.
that
You know what makes me excited is hearing you just drop those names and the software stuff after you just said you're not a computer tech person, but now
I'm not.
you can see the conviction from you saying that, which, because those things are the
Jeez,
tools that worked for you to make you money.
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. But again, Ron, I just wanted to hop on really quickly, so we'll pop
Okay.
out. But again,
All right.
thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
taking time to be a part of the AJC family, but more important, being a part of the Rainmaker and the Agent Accelerator community. So I don't take that lightly. Thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything. Appreciate it.
Yes.